appears before us, quenching the thirst of Indian consciousness. His characterization in all his dramas and poetry turned into legendary, and undoubtedly he could dare to do so through his poetic work by sketching such holy characters like Ram and especially King Raghu, on whose name the epic Raghuvansh was defined. While going through his poetical work, we find his women characters very special, and mainly those who are considered to be divine women characters like Sita, Parvati, Sudakshina, Shakuntala, Indumati, and so on. The one and only Kumar Sambhavam is that kind of work which starts with a loving element from the palace of Himvan and builds a bridge between the divine sensual love of Parvati and the pure meditative visage of Lord Shiva. When Kalidas draws the sketch of the nature girl, Shakuntala, it has an everlasting. We find the description of penance, beauty, and the hardest type of penance by Parvati. In fact, Lord Shiva is nowhere here before Parvati in the purity of her character. The sacrification and the dedication of Parvati weaves the very spirit and character of Indian women society. Kalidas offers his prayer to Goddess Parvati is Vak, means speech, and Lord Shiva is earth, meaning. But before the penance of Goddess Parvati, Lord Shiva is speechless and stands like a souled slave before the divinity of Parvati. Read the Mangalacharan and think over the systematic arrangement of divine words emphasizing the divine character of Parvati. Here, they are creator of the world and always considered as parents of the entire world, but still the divinity of Parvati is positioning first. Vagarthai samprapto, Vagartha pratipatte, Jagatah Pitarau Vande, Parvati Parmeshwaro. Here the mother Parvati still stands first while playing her vital role as a super creator who generates the very world. In his dramatic excellence, we find Sita, Shakuntala, Anusaya, Priyamvada, and in his poetic miniature, we find Parvati in a divine role. On one hand, none can stand with Parvati, particularly in the characterization of her penance. She is a deity and dedicated to her goal, the love of Lord Shiva. On the other hand, Shakuntala does not come from any royal background. She is just like an orphan, although brought up under the loving care of the sage Kan, along with the natural bounty. As a girl brought up under a disciplined scenario and in the leap of nature, she has an inborn divinity and can never be encroached by anyone, even by a king of great capital, Dushyant from Hastinapur. Look the purity and the divine glory of Shakuntala in Abhigyan Shakuntala. When Dushyant utters the words, Aye Labdham Netra Nirvanam, Shakuntala is just like an untouched flower, an untouched ornament, and untasted honey. She lives in a divine forest with higher consciousness from her birth, and this makes her full of divine glory. If we take the character of Malvika from his drama Malvika Agnimitram, just not a lady of suffering and silence, but a